Hi, welcome again in the Blossoms of the Savannah. It is still KCSE, the year is 2022, essay number 3. So we are looking at several possible exam style questions, and of course, possible responses and sample responses that would fit the examiner's expectations. Welcome, good students. This is an exam style question. A prompt. Irresponsible decisions can lead to serious consequences. Referring closely to HR Ole Kulet's Blossoms of the Savannah, write an essay in support of this statement. Irresponsible decisions can lead to serious consequences. Referring closely to HR Ole Kulet's Blossoms of the Savannah, write an essay in support of this statement. Now, good students, this is an exam sample response. When people make decisions that are devoid of good judgment, the results are usually adverse. People like Ole Kaelo and Oloisudori suffer as a result of their rash decision. Ole Kaelo makes an irresponsible decision when he engages in business with Oloisudori. When Ole Kaelo is retrenched from Agribix Limited, he chooses to relocate to Nasila, his native home, with his family. Here, he opens up a shop dealing in agricultural products. His business is funded by Oloisudori. Oloisudori also helps him to secure some business contracts. His mentor, Ole Supeo, warns him against his involvement with Oloisudori. He says that Oloisudori is corrupt. He equates him to a hyena and a randy he-goat, and cautions Ole Kaelo to keep him away from his daughters. Ole Kaelo does not heed. This decision haunts him when Oloisudori asks for his daughter Rishan's hand in marriage. Rishan has to be circumcised first. Her dream is to enroll at Egerton University. When she learns of her father's plan, she confronts him at his shop and he slaps her, further straining their relationship. She runs to Nasila River where she contemplates suicide. Olarinkoi finds her and promises to take her to Ntare Naju to meet Minik and Ngoitoi, who could help her pursue her education. Ole Kaelo's rash decision makes him to lose his daughter. She leaves Nasila with Olaringoi. Mama Milanoi makes an unwise decision when she keeps a low profile when her daughters are subjected to punitive cultural practices. When they relocate to Nasila after Ole Kaelo is retrenched, Tayo and Rachel suffer the stigma of being labeled Intoye Nemengalana. Ole Kaelo plans to circumcise Rachel and marry her off to Oloisudori. Mama Milanoi knows that her dreams is to join Egerton University and pursue a degree in veterinary medicine. She, however, fails to defend Rachel against the pressure from society to have her circumcised and married off against her will. She succumbs to the pressure of the Nasilian culture. She knows that FGM is a torturous and painful experience, but she still fails to speak to Ole Kaelo against it. She is privy to the details of how Rachel abducted and forcefully circumcised, but she remains silent. Ole Kaelo suffers when he chooses to deny Rachel and Tayo a chance to pursue their education at Egerton University. Paris May, Ole Kaelo instead asks Joseph Palmwood, a teacher, to teach them cultural aspects of Nasila in preparation for circumcision and marriage. Rachel coaxes her sister Tayo to speak to her father about the prospect of joining Egerton University on so many occasions because she burns with passion for education. When she tries to ask her father, he gets so angry at her. He warms up to the idea of marrying her to Oloisudori. Ole Kaelo receives gifts and money from him. He fails to protect her daughter from advances by the corrupt extortionist. Rachel finally escapes from Nasila with the help of Olaringoi and later manages to meet Minik Enengwitoi, who helps her to finally leave Nakuru to join Egerton University. And finally, Oloisudori loses her as a result. Oloisudori errs in his decision to follow Rachel and Tayo all the way to Ntare Naju Ranch. When his first choice for a wife, Rachel, runs away with Olarinkoi, the Kaelos offer Tayo as a replacement. Minik's men manage to rescue her from Soit village, but not before she is circumcised. When he loses both, Oloisudori pursues them up to Minik Ene Gotoi's ranch. He knows that Minik is referred to as Entangoroi or Wasp, but still chooses to confront her. He demands for either Rachel or Tayo, saying he has paid dowry enough for both. Minik says that she will not release them even to their own father. She asks Oloisudori to leave. He asks his men to grab Rachel, and then a pandemonium ensues. Minik's 400 workers descend upon them and clobber them thoroughly before touching his expensive vehicle and reducing them to smoldering shells. Olaringoi makes two foolish decisions. First, he abducts Rachel and then he tries to rape her. When Rachel runs away from home and is contemplating her next course of action by the Nasila River, Olaringoi arrives and tells her that Oloisudori's men are looking for her all over. He offers to take her to Ntare Naju to meet Minik, her icon. She complies because she trusts him since he has been a regular visitor at their home, and he saves Tayo and her when the vagabonds Ntara Muyo and Lante try to rape them. Olarinkoi does not keep his word. He instead takes her to Inkito. He locks her up in a dingy hut. That night he comes back stone drunk, insisting that Rachel is his wife. He mocks her about her education, and he forcefully grabs her, tearing her clothes and pushing her to the bed. Mama Milanoi makes an irresponsible decision when she tricks Tayo into circumcision. When Rachel runs away with Olarinkoi to avoid marriage to Oloisudori, Tayo is offered as a replacement. Mama Milanoi allows her to accompany the three women from Soit. They lie to Tayo that Rachel is on a hunger strike and has gone for 3 days without eating. They want her to accompany them to Soit for Rachel's sake. She complies and accompanies them happily, since her mother assures her that their father had vowed never to try to marry them by force to any man. At Soit, she is thrown into turmoil, as no one attends to her or talks about Rachel. She is instead left in a dingy hut. The next morning, she is dragged out of the hut by a group of excited women. 20 liters of cold water is emptied on her head before she is forcibly circumcised by Inkamratani. The ordeal is so painful that she passes out. She is later rescued by Minik's men with the help of Joseph Pamwat, who tricks the guards guarding her with alcohol. The guards attempt to chase after Minik's men, pelting them with stones, but they fail. Pamwat is speared to death. Mama Milanoi loses Tayo when she's taken to Minik's ranch. Now, through characters like Oloisudori and Olarinkoi, we learn that foolish decisions usually lead to bad consequences. We ought to think before we leap. Good students, this also marks the end of this particular chapter or this episode. And once more, if in case you came across this accidentally, you've not subscribed, subscribe. And of course, when you subscribe, you stay up to date for the future updates that you wouldn't want to be left out. And above all, I want to personally wish you the very best in your endeavors. Good day for now.